So, welcome to this Dishonored console full tutorial. This is going to be a tutorial of how to speedrun the game on console. I am Death Unites Us. I am the current world record holder for... I shouldn't say current because this video probably lasts forever. I am one of the world record holders for Dishonored console. Dishonored console is kind of a meme in the community. It's not a very good run. It is far worse than PC. I personally think that it's different enough from PC to be, you know, its own a run in its own right, I suppose. I don't know if it deserves its own section on the speedrun forums or not, but it's definitely a run of its own, and it's something that you can do and try to improve on and try to be good at. A disclaimer about this run: it's very frustrating. It is a longer run. It has sister luck, which is a 1 in 3 chance. This game sucks, as Magic Man says, it sucks. It has a 1 in 3 chance for sister luck, same as PC. It has a 1 in 2 chance of Pendleton luck, which actually on console you can get away with bad Pendleton luck if you use a certain strat that I'll show you. The game crashes if you try to upgrade it midair. I've had the game crash before while dying, but that's not too bad for a speedrun. But I have had it crash while dying before. Overall, and there's also like blink glitch is a big problem on console because you can't. There's no like drink button, unless you pause. So it's hard to avoid blink glitch on console. So there's a lot of frustrations with console. I've had my share of frustrations with this game. I put in over 2,000 attempts on it before finally getting a run that I was happy with. So just a disclaimer, it's very frustrating. But if you're a console fan like me, you might want to try it out. I'm going to show everything I can about the console run. And hopefully it will help you out. I'm also doing this live. I was going to do this as like a YouTube video, but I decided to do it live so that if anyone in the chat, like, you know, if I say something that maybe doesn't make sense or isn't clear enough, the chat can let me know and I can kind of say it again. Okay, so let's get started. If you're new to Dishonored running, you need a save that is the first frame of the game, which will look like this. Basically, all you do is you start a new game, and then you wait until the very last... you pause right when you get off the boat. You pause until the game will allow you to save, and then you save. So it'll look like this. Jeff will be just starting to walk away, and you'll be on the boat. So that is where the run will begin. I'm doing this on PS4. You can do this on Xbox 360, PS3, or the PS4. I recommend PS4. It seems to be the most stable, best running version, even though the loads are still super long for some reason. And you'll want to do it on the Definitive Edition because then you get the Voidwalker's Arsenal, which I highly recommend for console. It's very, very frustrating to run the game without Voidwalkers on console because the Elixir route would be like insane. So as you start, you're going to want to jump around Jeff here, which is pretty easy. You just bonk yourself up against this and jump around. It's the same on PC, I believe. Then there's the flag, which the flag is more than it meets the eye, I suppose. If you go up against it, you just climb over it. But there's certain like ways that you'll climb up it slower, and there's like that. And then there's certain ways you can climb up it faster. If you hit it at the right angle, you'll vault without losing any speed. So you just have to kind of practice it. Usually being on the right side seems to help. And holding down X also tends to help. Like right there is a perfect vault. So that's what you kind of want to aim for. And then you'll jump over the fence. They're going to come over here for your first elevator of the game, Emily's Skip. So on PC, the elevators are a lot different. On PC, you basically run up to a wall and you take advantage of a frame trick, having the FPS so high on the game that you can just basically glide right up the wall. And for a long time, it was thought that you couldn't do this on console because console runs at a much slower frame rate. and you also can't bind the jump button to like the mouse wheel and like fly up the wall. However, nice guy Dom found a way to finally do elevators on console, and there's a lot of setups for this. I'm just going to show you mine. Basically what I do is I line up against both walls right in the corner. Then I look about right where this crack in the wall is. And then I'm going to go down until my cursor is right there. That's perfect. So there's this little like I wish I had my mouse. There's a little section. You know, maybe I actually I'll do this. This will make it a lot nicer. Let's go find a nice arrow. I have one. In my props folder. There it is. Alright, I got this nice big blue arrow I can use. So, there's this little spot right there where the kind of the ground is a little lighter, and it does like a little hump there. So this could be a little smaller. It's a little distracting. So like right here, you want your cursor to be inside that little light gray area. If it's anywhere in there, you should be okay. It should be about like where the gray meets the darker gray, right where that line is. So you're going to want to get your cursor right there. Then you're going to want to look. Oh, and by the way, when you do this, you need to be looking straight down, like very, very straight down. No, you can't go any further down. So now we can't go any further down, and what we're going to do is we're going to go look to the right. We're going to look to the right until we get to about here, where this crack is, and you should get a climb prompt somewhere around here. If you can't find it, just slowly move to the right until it shows up. Once that shows up, all you got to do is hit X. Just hit X, you'll climb up the wall. And once you get up to the top of the wall, you're going to want to hold up on the left analog stick so that you land on the wall. I looked up, so I screwed it up. The hardest thing about this is getting Corvo in the right spot, because he likes to move very far when you tap the analog stick. And Emily Skip is also the most frustrating of the elevators, so once you get this out of the way, the whole run feels a lot nicer. So that should work. Up the wall, and then hold up, and you'll get up here. Now, a faster strat to do this, once you've learned how to do Emily Skip pretty well, is there is a way to climb up the wall faster. And the way you do this is you click the left analog stick as you're hitting X, and you push the analog stick down and to the left to about 8 o'clock, and then move it from 8 o'clock down and to the right to about I guess 6 o'clock, or 3 o'clock. So so you're gonna start clicking. You're gonna click the stick. You're gonna go down and to the left, and then rotate it to the right. And if you do it correctly, you'll fly up the wall like this, a lot faster than smashing the X button. This is the only elevator that it works on. I don't exactly know why, and I don't know how Nice Guy Dom found it either. But that is the way that you get up the wall very fast. So once you're up here, you'll climb up here. You'll climb up here. There is a fast way to do this as well, just like the flag. You can run and hold down X, and you'll quickly vault it instead of slowly vaulting it. If you have a bad jump, then you'll just bonk the wall, though, so you got to be careful. Or you'll climb up the wall like that. Usually I like to look to the right. It seems like looking to the right helps a little bit. See? So that worked. Then what you're going to do is you're going to jump to about right there, and you're not going to jump, you're going to fall. If you jump, you'll die. You have to just run off the wall and fall and land right here, which I missed. So we'll try again. I didn't have enough, oops. Great, we loaded the end of the game. I didn't have enough like momentum because I was doing it from just there. So let's try it again. But yeah, you'll basically climb up and then look to the left and use the momentum to make the gap. if you go too close to the bridge, you will hit the Emily trigger. If you don't go far enough, then you'll die from fall damage. So you need to be just perfect. And as I said, there's many spots where you can get this to work. You'll find that Emily skip tends to be super precise, though. Like right now, I can barely find the... there we go. Alright, so you'll jump here. You'll want to make sure you're at least some way up this so you have enough room. And there you go. So the Emily trigger's right here. So as long as you stay here, you're fine. And you'll miss the whole Emily cutscene. Then there's the cutscene where this guy is like... Durr. So you'll want to just jump from about the top of the steps here. And then start holding square as soon as you see the cutscene start. And you'll skip the cutscene as quick as possible. Then you'll just walk up here to this cutscene. And next is Empress Skip. And Empress Skip was the very last skip we found on console. It was thought to like not work, but we found a way to make it work. If you're unfamiliar with Dishonored speedrunning, Empress Skip basically works because when the assassins come down to kill the Empress, you can die, because it's kind of a tutorial section. So you can die and the game just continues on. So what you're doing here is you're climbing up a giant invisible wall, and then you're landing and dying from fall damage on basically the same frame or frames that the assassins appear. And the game just continues on, and you skip having to fight the assassins. So this one's timed. You gotta hurry up because she reads that letter. So I'm going to go ahead and save here so that I can take my time and show you. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look straight down again, and you're going to want to line up about right here. And then you're going to move down. And I always look at... I still have this giant arrow on the screen, my bad. You're going to want to look at this piece of gravel there. And you want your cursor to be in the middle of that piece of gravel, so that when you look to the left, the icon appears. So let's load again, because the old assassins are coming. The arrow makes better RNG. It's true. I promise I'll remove the arrow now, after this. So again, line up right here. And you're going to want to look at that right there, that piece of gravel. So let me remove the arrow here. It's this, right where my cursor is, this thing. You're going to want to be in the middle of that, so that when you drag your cursor across, your cursor goes through the middle of that piece of gravel. It's auto-saving. So the goal is run over here, line up with the middle of that, and then look to the left, and you should get the prompt. These elevators take a lot of practice, but once you get them, they're not too awful bad. So there we go. I'm in the middle of that piece of gravel, so now I'm going to move my cursor, and there's the prompt. So now we're just going to tap X. While we're tapping X, you can hold up and left on the analog stick. You won't fall, and when you get to the top, you'll automatically pop up onto the wall. Then I always line myself up a little bit up above that little white square there. Then I turn around and line myself up with this podium, and then look up. Load this save, not the other one. So again, line up. You're going to want to press just down on the analog stick while you're doing this. No other directions. Until you can get Corvo to land right in the middle. Right now I'm having a hard time getting him. There we go. That was a little higher than middle, but it still works if you're close. Emperor skip isn't as touchy as Emily skip. I somehow fell. I haven't had that happen in a while. As long as you hold directly up left, you shouldn't fall. There we go. Should be about here. So now line up with the podium. And then you're going to see the two assassins running down. The goal is to start running forward right as the assassin on the right is disappearing. Like, well, once he's fully disappeared. Don't do it when he's disappearing, but once you can't see him anymore and he teleports to the next spot, that's when you run. And you're going to want to make sure you run. You need to make it past a certain threshold for this to work. So you want to run. You don't want to jump, but just run off the platform. And you'll want to start running as soon as he disappears. So right now. If you do it right, you'll land, die from fall damage, and you want to run straight towards Emily and the Empress, and you'll skip the cutscene afterwards. If you don't run directly, or if you don't run fast enough, or you don't fall far enough, you'll get a little scene where Empress and Emily like talk, and they're like, "Oh, are you okay? Are you okay?" And then this cutscene will start. The fastest way to do it is if the cutscene immediately starts. So that's the goal. As long as you run and fall far enough, and then run straight towards the Empress and Emily, it should work. And you should be able to just skip all of it.
Protect her. You're the only one.
So that is the first part of the run. Probably the most frustrating part. Once you're past that, you only got one elevator to go, and the rest of the run is just blinking around and wall clips.
Yes,
If Emily talks about whales, you screwed it up. Basically.
What did you do with young Lady Emily, traitor?
Their own bodyguard. Ironic.
I'll see you beheaded for this, Corvo. Take him.
Tip number 3, remember to kill the Empress. Don't forget. I don't think you can forget. I'll never forget. So, there's one elevator left, like I said. I've always called this part of the run the gauntlet, because it just starts off with 3 elevators. But once you're done with them, you don't have to worry about elevators anymore. None of the other elevators are fast enough to matter on console. You have a skip here. I usually just wait for the audio cue and then start holding down square.
You should eat, Corvo. This meal comes from a friend.
So now for prison, you want to run up, grab the key, open up the door. Here, a lot of people just jump. I actually found that you can run and jump here, and you won't alert the guards, and then you can just slowly walk and jump the rest of the way. Now for prison skip. Prison skip used to be an absolute nightmare, but I found a pretty good, solid skip for it, setup for it, I mean. What I always do is I line up my cursor right here where this kind of white splotch meets this black splotch on the ground. So as long as I'm vertically aligned with that is the goal. You want to be all the way to the left, wedged up against the wall, and then you're going to tap down until your cursor lines up with a very, very tiny speck on the ground, and it's very hard to describe where it is, but if you can see right there, there's a very small black speck on the ground that you can use to determine if you're in the right spot or not. If you play around with this for a long time, you can find your own setups, and it'll probably help you out to find your own setup because you'll be more consistent with it. This is just mine. This might actually be a little too low. I don't know if this will pop up or not. Yeah, this is a little too low. I want to be like right in line with that spec. Or a little, I found that a little above it works, but below it definitely doesn't work.
Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved.
That might work. I think it's a little too high. Yeah. So if you're too high with any of these elevators, you'll get the prompt, but then you'll hit X and you'll go up once and then you'll be stuck here and like it won't let you go any further. So that's how you know that your cursor's too high up. So that's perfect right there. That is where I want to see it. It's right in line with that little tiny speck. Now I can look left and I should get the prompt about right here. Now this one again, you're just going to want to hit X to climb up. I hold do left on the analog stick so that when I get up to the top, I land on this little platform so I don't fall. So this is where you'll be. You'll be up here, out of bounds. You can see all the flying buildings. So now what you'll want to do is you want to line up with this black line here and walk across until you get to this black line. And it's kind of hard to see, but I just kind of know where it is. It's where the wall meets the ceiling. And now you can run all the way across, totally fine. Then when you get to this wall, you can go ahead and like go on the wall so the wall doesn't get in your way visually. Until you get to this spot. Then you can go across here, and you want to be very careful right here. It looks like this is all solid, but it's not. Basically where that shadow is, where that black line is, that's where it's solid. So if I were to go just a little bit past this, I would fall. So you're going to want to be right up against this wall here to make sure you don't fall. And then just run straight. And you can go all the way across here. Now this is kind of weird. It's not very solid right there, so I always jump over it and land over there. So you want to jump right here, and then you're just going to make as far of a jump as you possibly can into the water. And now you are out of prison. Then I just jump on that thing, and then here's a little nice vault you can do. You want to aim for the wall about right there, and if you can hit it right, you'll get a nice little vault up the platform. And then through the door. And now you're through the gauntlet, as I like to call it. The 3 terrible elevators on console. Now they're done. And now you can just run the rest of the game. It used to be terrible when prison skip wasn't a thing and you had to actually do prison. So here, smash square to open that door. This, I always just jump and look straight up and smash X and usually get the prompt. Can show it again. If you just run, jump and hit X, you'll usually make it up. Here you'll want to slide as far as possible, and then you can jump to kind of wedge yourself and go a little bit faster. Then you'll want to run. You'll want to jump around this little thing there so you don't bonk. Climb here, grab the bottle, throw the bottle at the dead body so you don't have to pick it up. Open up the door. You can move while you're opening the door, just as long as you're looking at it. So some people like to move, as close as they can to the door while they're opening it. I don't really like to. It's a lot easier on PC because you can do it with a mouse, but here you have to use the analog stick, so it's usually kind of scary to do it. Here you can get a nice vault right here. If you jump at the very top of this little mound of dirt and then hit X right as you hit the wall, you'll get a nice little vault over it. This jump is kind of harder than it looks. You have to jump right on the corner, and sometimes you can fall. But you'll want to land right on this thing. I think the rats are going to eat that body and goon me now. Just like that. Now the rats are done eating that body, so I'm going to be... Actually, even though they're done with the body, they're not eating me yet. So what you want to do is you want to stand right here. There's a little safe spot where the rats can't get you. As you can see, they're all over me, but still not hitting me. For some reason, the rats can't get to this spot. So even if the body's gone, You can just stand here and they won't hit you. If you stand too close to the wheel, then they'll hit you and knock you off the wheel. So you want to be about right here. You'll get the feel of it. Mostly it's just to the left. As long as you stand pretty far to the left, like anywhere in here is safe, I believe. There you go, they hit me there. Like this is okay. You see how they're not doing damage to me? As long as they're not like all on you, you can still turn the wheel and you won't take any damage. But if you're like here, then they'll start hurting you and you'll drop the wheel. So anyways, climb over this. This thing is annoying. I always just make sure to hit it. I always line myself up with this wood to make sure that I hit this thing, because sometimes you can just totally miss it. Here, I like to jump about right here. This is where you should get a vault if you jump off. You can look a little better if you do it right. If you jump about right here, you get a nice little vault boost. This thing you can just jump right over. Even if you hit it, it's not a big deal, but you can jump right over it. This part, you're going to want to mash square as you're running up to it, so you read the piece of paper. Then as it's opening, you want to jump on top of it and then mash square down. Like that. I kind of screwed it up, but you want to get on it before it gives you the prompt, so you get it the very first second. Now here, as this cutscene is ending, you want to be holding forward and run and mashing square. And if you do that correctly, you'll get through the door before the screen comes back. Now for this part, I wasted forever trying to figure out what was with this thing. I finally figured out if you stand too far to the right, the explosion will break those boards. So you want to stand to the left. And at the same time, you want to do swordless, which now's a good time to explain swordless. Swordless is a glitch in this game that allows you to put away your sword but keep out your weapon or arm, left arm, whatever is equipped to your left arm. So in this game, if you have your sword out, you run slower. Like right now I run, pretty slow. If I were to put away my weapons, then I run pretty fast. Swordless is a way to allow you to use your weapons but still run fast. And it looks like this. So you pull out your left weapon, but my right weapon, my sword, is still gone, so I still run at full speed. This is super important when you get to later in the game because you want to be able to blink around but still run at full speed. So the way it works is you hold down square to put away your weapons, and then you press sword or whatever to bring them back out. So what you want to do is you want to hold down square until both the weapons are starting to go away, and then you're going to press your left weapon button, which is L1 unless you change it. So hold down square, wait until they start to put the weapons away, and then hit L1. And it'll pull out your left hand, but then still put away your right hand. It's actually extremely easy to do. You have a giant window. Literally any time between now and now, if you hit L1, you're good. As long as he's putting away his sword, you hit L1 at any point, you're good to go. But you definitely want to do that, and I'll tell you when I do it at each section. But pretty much at the beginning of every section, you want to do it. Here, we want to do it because we want to run through the rest of this section. So you're gonna open up the door, you're gonna do swordless, and at the same time, you're gonna run through this. See, like there, I was still too far to the right, and it blew up one of the things, but luckily it didn't blow up both, so I can still run across. Here, there's a quick way to vault this. If you get the vault prompt on this, and you run forward and vault, you can get up a lot faster. The old strat was just to jump like at this thing, but if you look down and keep pressing X, you can get a way faster vault. Sometimes you can get like an amazing vault and just kind of appear right at the top. It's not very common, but like that. See how I just flew up that time? So you're going to want to do that. Then you're going to want to jump about right here and land through here. And then you're going to want to land on that guy's head. Now they kind of moved, so let me load an autosave to kind of show you better how it's going to look. What's great about this run is you get a lot of breaks because load times are great.
It won't get past me.
So you'll want to jump and then land on that guy's head. Then you run around here, shoot this guy, And if you get lucky, you can grab his coins. See, he didn't die. I still got his coins, though. You're going to want to just keep running forward. I'll kind of show you a better example. You're going to want to keep running forward, but if you get lucky, you'll kill that guy in one shot, or he'll fall the right way and you can grab his coins. There's a special strat we'll do later if we have those coins, and I'll explain that in a bit. But it's not a big deal. It only saves a few seconds. But if you can get them, it's like a nice bonus. So here's how it should look.
You won't get past me, sir.
So there, I got through him pretty well, but I didn't get his coins. So I'll have to show you the backup. Then you just run through here. This is pretty simple. We'll run up to Sammy.
Over here. I'm Samuel, and I work with some good people who want very much to meet you.
And that'll be the end of
They said
Sewers.
you'd come out here.
Yes, I completed the run last night, Jimbo.
I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here.
So you can just mash X there to complete that, mash X here to complete this. And all these loading screens where Sammy is going to talk to us afterwards, you can mash X. Because, like, in the normal load scenes, you don't want to mash X because then you'll just jump on the other end of the cutscene, or on the other end of the load screen. But whenever there's a cutscene, you can just mash X because you're in a cutscene anyways.
This is the Hound Pit's pub. Closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to...
So, as I said before,
And now that you've escaped,
if you get the coins, there's an easy strat you can do. If you don't get the coins, there's a little harder strat you can do. And the reason we want this is because we want to buy full elixirs. There's only one time you ever buy elixirs in the run because Piero talks like a sloth. So you can really only buy from him once and not waste time. And there's a nice way to do it with the coins that are kind of given to you. So you're going to want to run up here. And there's two different coin spots in this room. So the first one is right where my cursor is, right on that desk. The second one is right behind that food there that's kind of blinking at the moment. So if you get the coins from the guard, you don't need to get these coins on top of the desk. You can just run in and grab the coins on the lower shelf. If you don't get the coins, then you need to get both. And this coin is particularly frustrating to try to grab. Once you run past a certain threshold, I think it might be like this carpet here, or tile, or whatever the heck that is, it starts a timer where after a few seconds you're going to get pulled into a cutscene with the General and Pendleton. So you need to be fast in grabbing these coins. So since we didn't get the coins from the guard, I need to try to get both. So I'm going to run and look to the right, grab these coins, and then look down and try to grab the coins underneath. And as you saw, I missed, so I need to try again. Grabbing these after the fact is way slower because it teleports you on the other side of the bar, so you'd have to go all the way around to grab it. And at that point, it wouldn't even be worth it. This strat isn't mandatory though. If you miss this, you just have to grab another pouch later, and it takes like a few seconds to do so. Not even a few seconds. Like this whole strat is to save like 2 seconds. So if you don't care about 2 seconds, then this isn't really mandatory. I'll show you a much easier way to do it. But okay, here we go again. Grab the coin. See, I missed that coin that time.
Continue this later, Lord Pendleton. Yes.
But yeah, you'll want to run to about right here, grab those coins, and then down and just mash square. Now, I'll show you, if you get the coins from the guard, then you don't need to worry about that first coin. And you can do a very easy strat where you just basically run and look down and just grab the second set of coins. Love those console load times. The Hound Pits pub is like the smallest area in the game. It takes forever to load. Mostly because there's a lot of characters, but still. It's a little ridiculous. Especially on PS4. Okay, so let's say we did get the coins from the guard. Then all you're going to do is just run and look down and smash square, and you'll get it. Just like that. And then as soon as the cutscene begins, you're going to want to hit square again, so you can start skipping the cutscene here. So after that's done, you're going to want to run. These guys aren't normally in the way. I waited too long. They're not normally there. So you'll want to run this way and run over to Piero. You want to run into him and hold square. Now this part, if you're doing the coin strat, you know, if you haven't screwed it up yet, if you did get the coins that you needed from the previous spot, then you're going to want to grab these coins here. If you already screwed that up, then don't worry about grabbing that. Then you're going to run and turn around, and you're going to want to grab this oil tank for Piero through this fence. And the way you do that is you want to walk as high up as you can. You're going to look at the tank, and you're going to jump up and hit square. This can take a little bit of practice. It's a little annoying at first. Dropped it. I was going to try to put it back in. I've never tried doing that before. That doesn't work. Because it has to be empty. But yeah, you're going to want to jump. You know, if you jump too low, it's not going to give you the prompt. Like if you jump down here, it's not going to give you the prompt as easy. So I usually try to stand about right here. Just jump at it, hit square. Hitting square once is normally better. If you mash square, you can sometimes grab it and then drop it, and then that gets annoying because then it rolls down the stairs and you're like, trying to grab it. You also have to wait a second. I'll show you. You have to wait a second. It's not full right away. It kind of fills up. That's why it doesn't waste any time to grab these coins down below. I promise all the load times aren't that bad. So run over here, talk to Piero, skip it, grab the coins, look up, wait until it fills, then grab it. Then run over here. And then right here you skip, wait for Piero to be done talking, then you hit down and X. And now it's time for Outsider Skip. Outsider Skip is a very frustrating skip. On PC, it's practically free because you can bind the jump button to like the mouse wheel and just spam it. But for console, you have to just get out your mashing fingers and mash jump as much as you can to try to get it. The way it works is at the end of this conversation, right before the load screen hits, there's a frame where Corvo can jump. And in this game, loading screens keep momentum, which is really strange. But basically, if you're like falling 100 miles per hour down and you open a door, on the other end of the door after the load screen, you'll die from fall damage. There's a couple different points in the game where that can happen. In this instance, though, what we're doing is we're jumping right as the load screen is happening. So at the other end of the load screen, Corvo's going to jump. Well, the cutscene after this, Corvo's in bed. So what happens is he tries to jump while he's in bed, and the game puts his hitbox above the ceiling. And so Corvo appears, instead of on his bed, he appears on the ceiling, and you automatically start the cutscene with the Outsider without having to run all the way around and start the cutscene. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to hit no, and then you're going to want to start mashing X as fast as you can. And hopefully you will. There's another X. There's another after this. You hit X one more time, and then here's where the glitch can happen. I don't feel like I got it, but we'll see what happens. You can also mash X here because why not? I always mash X here just in case, but. And we didn't get it. So what would happen if you mash X fast enough? You would appear at the top, and you would automatically start the cutscene. If you don't get it, then you have to run around like normal.
Hello.
Skip that cutscene, and now we have Blink. Oop, that's a bad. Alrighty, so Now that we have Blink, the run's going to be going a lot faster. Basically, just pay attention to what elixirs I grab and where I blink. The blink route in this game is very, very precise. Like, I have it down to a few blinks. If you blink too much, you're going to run out of energy by the end of the run. This part, actually I should talk about this part, because this part's pretty important. So, normally, you would jump forward and start a cutscene, and then go and grab that elixir. However, if you blink to the right and climb this little thing here, you can land right here without the cutscene starting. Then you can open up the chest, walk forward and grab the elixir, and then start the cutscene, so that you already have the elixir. Because turning back and grabbing the elixir is really annoying. Plus, the game kind of locks your momentum, and you get like stuck here for a second. So then, outside the cutscene, you're going to pick Blink again, and start blinking again. Most of this is pretty self-explanatory. Blink glitch is a big problem in this section. Oop, I missed that. Let me do it again to show you what it's supposed to be. Blink glitch is a big problem in this section. I don't know why, but it just tends to happen a lot. What blink glitch is sometimes when you're completely out of energy and you hit blink to drink an elixir, sometimes the game drinks the elixir and then blinks you. So even though you didn't have enough energy to blink, it will fill up your energy and then blink all in one press. So in this section, I always try to make sure that my cursor is somewhere where if I were to blink, it'd be safe before drinking an elixir, just to be like double safe, because it just tends to happen a lot in this section. It also tends to happen a lot in Campbell. So what this is supposed to be is you're supposed to wait for the very last second, jump and blink in midair, and you should land. Okay, I missed it again. Should land on the other side of this. Try it again. There we go. So what you want to do is you want to jump blink so that it gives you kind of an upward momentum at the end of your blink. Then you want to blink here. You want to drop off this and then blink. And then here you can jump if you want to be extra safe. Grab the rune. Then you're going to mash circle because it's going to want you to upgrade, but you don't want to upgrade yet. Then you're going to hold square right here to skip that. And then we're back in the load screen. The rest of the run is going to be mostly just where to blink, so you can just watch the run and see where the blinks are. And then there's also the wall clips coming up in Campbell, which we'll talk about when we get there. I'm going to go play Monopoly with the family. That sounds fun. So here, if we did the coins, you know, you got the coins from the guard, or you didn't get the coins from the guard, but you got that extra coin on the thing before Pendleton and the General, then you should have enough coins to buy everything you need. If you didn't do that, then you need to grab an extra pouch right here. So you'll grab that pouch. If you did all of the things before and didn't miss any of the coins, then you can skip that pouch and just go right to here. So you're going to want to grab this bone charm, this pouch, turn around, grab this pouch, and grab this pouch. And then that will be enough. Now you want to pull out your sword and blink. You don't really need to swordless here because it's not long enough anyways. If you did skip the pouch, then you need to grab this. This will be the last piece of coins that you need. If you did grab the extra pouch, then you don't need to worry about grabbing this. Then you're just going to talk to Piero. Always mash square on Piero because he really hates talking to you for some reason. Then you're going to buy one grenade, you're going to buy full elixirs, and you're going to buy a rune. And then exit out. Then the game is going to automatically put the grenade in your hand, so you need to pick blink again. And then you're going to put away your sword so you can run over to the General. You're going to skip the General cutscene. Then you're going to upgrade. You're going to go to powers. You're going to upgrade agility. You're going to go to bone charms and equip void channel. Then you're going to turn around, pull out your sword. This is where the first time you're going to want to do swordless. And you're going to want to make sure you're not touching the door, because if you try to hit square and you're touching the door, then you'll close the door on yourself. So you'll do swordless here. Then you want to jump over Callista, because Callista has a cutscene here where she talks about her brother. So you're going to want... I think that's Callista, by the way. I forget. I'm pretty sure it's Callista. Anyways. So what you're going to... There's two ways to do this. You can either run that way and just jump over the fence. Or what I like to do is I do a double jump here, which, by the way, double jumping, just hold down X. Now that we upgraded agility, we have double jump. You can just hold down X and you'll do a double jump. So you'll want to run forward, hold down X, and then blink, and you'll land right here and skip over Callista. Then you can just blink right to Samuel and start the next mission. If that ends up being too difficult or you end up bonking into Callista's cutscene too much, you can just run parallel to Piero's workshop and just jump over the fence that way. I just prefer that way. I think it's faster, but it's probably about the same because they're both 2 blinks. So now I get to listen to good old Sammy again. I'm pretty sure that's Callista. I always thought that was the other chick, but looking at her now, I think it's Callista. I don't remember what the other girl's name is, so... Because you, like, never talk to her. You're supposed to talk to her near the end of the game, but I never do, so...
The city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. Man walks through one of those and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the city watch.
So this is one of the more frustrating sections to learn. There's 2 wall clips and a couple hard jumps. I think if you can learn this section, you can learn the whole run probably. Unless the elevators give you too much trouble. So here, you're going to want to pull out your sword and your blink, and then immediately swordless, so that you're like this. Then, you need to make this jump, which is one of the harder jumps. I always seem to screw this up, but you'll want to wait until you're at the very edge of the boat, double jump and blink. And if you do it correctly, you'll land on the top of this. But a lot of times, you'll land right next to it, and you'll either vault up or you'll fall. If you feel like you're not going to make it, mash X and hope that you vault. Even if you land here and then accidentally jump once, it's not like the end of the world. So then you want to jump, blink over this, jump, blink over this. This is something that I do that no one else does, but I love to drink an elixir here. If you try to grab the blue elixir, you're too full. But you are going to be, you'll be missing like half your energy here. So I always drink an elixir very fast and then pick this one up. That way I'm fully maxed on energy. Then you'll want to double jump, blink here. Blink to this little pedestal here. Blink here. Blink here. Now here's the tricky jump. You need to make it through this electric fence. If you bonk this thing, you're dead. And if you bonk the ceiling, you're dead. And if you bonk the right side of this electric fence, you're dead. You need to blink right here. I'm going to start getting whacked. Oh wait. Who are they fighting? Where are they going? Why'd they go that way? This guy's the only one that even fought me. Alright, so I always aim, if you see that little metal thing there, I always aim for that metal thing, right at the corner of it. Right about there. All you'll want to do this is run forward, double jump, and blink. That's all it takes. Just double jump, blink, and you'll make it through. If you look too far down or move too much, you're going to bonk into something and die. But as long as you just aim for the corner of this thing and then just walk straight forward, jump and blink, you should make it. Then you're going to blink here, blink here. I love to go to the right side of this thing because it makes it really easy to grab the rune. Then one more jump and blink, and you're at the door. It's very important to keep as much energy as possible in this run. Because I'm doing this tutorial and I'm running really slowly, I'm going to have plenty of energy because my energy is going to keep refilling. But normally you'd be very low on energy. So here you're just going to blink forward, blink up to here. You're going to land right here. Then you're going to do just a regular double jump to here. And then a regular double jump up and blink. Now, some people like to jump from the floor all the way to the pedestal, but I find that to be really dangerous because half the time I fall right through here and end up down here, and that's a terrible spot to be. Like, what they do basically is they run far enough to where if they double jump here, they'll just blink right to the pedestal and then climb up. But I tend to fall down way too much, so I just blink. Okay, thanks, man. I like to blink. I like to blink about right here and land here. Then I just do a regular double jump up to here. And you gotta be careful, because if you do that, like I just did it, you'll fall. So just a very short double jump right to here. Then double jump to the right and blink, and you should make it up to here. Then we run over here, double jump, blink to here, blink across here. This is a great spot where blink glitch will kill you. Like right there, if I had turned and drank an elixir and it blink glitched me, I would have landed down there and been toast. So turn around, jump, blink to here. You're going to want to look down a little bit so you don't overshoot it. It'll take some practice. Then double jump through the window. It doesn't really matter if you go through the window or land on the windowsill because you still got to grab this elixir here. And now it's time for our first wall clip. So wall clips in console can be frustrating, but if you practice them enough, you'll get them. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stand on the back half of the wall, about right here, and you're going to want to aim at like kind of the corner of this little box thing here. You're going to want to peek to the left, which is done with triangle. What's up, JRM? How's it going, man? And then you're going to want to let go of peek, and at the same time you're holding left on the left analog stick and left on the right analog stick. So you're going to look to the left and move to the left, and then you're going to blink. And if you hold down the blink button, it can help you out when you're first learning this, because you'll see as I let go and look through, you can see how the blink indicator kind of made it through the wall. So that's when you want to let go of blink. So like we look through the wall, you see the blink indicator appear on the other side of the wall. As you see that blink indicator appear on the other side of the wall, that is when you want to let go of blink and make your blink. So peek, let go of triangle, hold left on both analog sticks, and blink, and you'll make it through. Then you're going to pull out your sword. You're going to want to jump slash so you don't get the slow motion. And make sure you grab the pouch. Don't forget to grab the pouch. Then on your way back, you're going to swordless again. This one I line up about right, perpendicular with the, or parallel with this. No, perpendicular with this thing here. And you still want to be in the back half of the door. And I look a little more down for this one. It tends to work better. Peek to the right, hold down right, look to the right, blink. And you'll make it through. It will take a good amount of practice, but once you get it down, it's not too bad. Then you're going to run to here. You're going to do one little jump and grab the rune. You can also grab it from the ground floor, but I find it easier to look like right here and then just jump and hit square. At this point, there's two different strats you can do. Actually, three, I guess, but one of them is still not really viable in console. I'll show the ridiculous strat first. So, the fastest strat to do here would be to go through this door, line up with this, and do a wall clip through this wall, which is kind of a frustrating wall clip. Okay. Stop. 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 Cut it out. 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 Thank you. Alright. So this wall clip, it's not that hard, but it's just weird. You have to look almost straight down to make it through. I almost had it there. There we go. So, you can clip out of bounds here, and you're going to land about right here, and the door we want to go through is over there. If you can see it, it's like right there. And there's a spot where you can land over there, but what's usually safer is to blink straight down. There's a little spot right here that you can land. But see, everything in front of me is gone. Like if I run forward, I'm gonna fall. So instead, you want to blink right up to the door and then just go through the door like that. And that is the fastest way. However, that wall clip tends to be a big problem on console, and you can't grab a safety elixir going that way. And I tend to find that grabbing the elixir is much better than going that way. It's not fast enough to be better than grabbing an elixir. So I don't recommend that strat. If you want to be complete balls wall, then by all means give it a shot. But I definitely don't recommend it. It seems a lot better to do one of the other two routes. I shouldn't have loaded this because it takes forever. Do not edit this part out of the tutorial. What part? I'm not editing anything out. Except maybe some of these freaking load screens. Alright, so there's two ways to do this. My old strat was to go forward, blink to here, forward, grab this elixir, then fall and blink to the right. I missed the blink, but you'll want to blink to like right here. A lot of times you still get the hard fall though, and then go through the door. My new strat that I found to be about 1 to 2 seconds faster if you do it perfect is by going to the right. Oh, the fight with the enemies. No, I won't edit that out. So this, what you'll want to do is you'll want to walk a little bit forward until you see your blink indicator making it past the platform out there. Then you'll blink and hold back. Oh, that was too far. Or not far enough, I mean. So you want to make sure you make it all the way past the platform. Then hold back so you land here. You want to land on the top of this step because then you won't get the hard fall. Then open up the door, run through, grab this elixir that's incredibly difficult to grab, then jump and blink to the door. If you do that perfectly, you'll save about 2 seconds against going down the stairs. But it needs to be perfect. So if you find that, that version of the strat too frustrating, just go down the stairs. It's about as fast. And that elixir is much easier to grab. That elixir in that stupid cubby hole sometimes is impossible to grab. You really have to like stop and look at it and grab it. You can't grab it on the run. So this is the last section of Campbell. Blink here, double jump, blink here, blink here. Now there's two parts to do this. There's two ways to do this part, I should say. You can walk forward to about here, double jump and blink, and then crouch and land on Sammy's head. And if you do that perfectly, Sammy won't get mad at you, and you can talk to him and end the section. I hate doing that strat because I've found that sometimes even if you crouch midair and land on Sammy's head, he still gets mad and ends the run. And I just don't think it saves enough time to potentially end the run. But if you're crazy, you can do that strat. What I prefer is... where am I? Oh, here we go. What I prefer is running to here, landing here, jumping and blinking straight down, and then blinking straight to Sammy. So that's what I do. Either one works. The one blinking down the wall seems to be just as fast as landing on Sammy's head, because when you land on Sammy's head, he gets all disoriented, and you have to land and then like turn around and then talk to him. Whereas if you blink down the wall, you can just blink right to him and talk to him. So I honestly find my strat to be just as fast, but if you can blink and land on Sammy's head and then perfectly talk to him, it can potentially be faster, and it also takes less energy because it only takes one blink. Blinking down the wall takes 2 blinks, so if you're running out of energy a lot, that could be a nice strat to save some energy.
Admiral Havelock and Lord Pendleton are in the courtyard.
And sometimes when you land on his head, he like talks to you for a second. He's like, "Hey, be careful, Corvo. What are you doing?" Before he lets you talk to him. This part's easy. You just blink twice right over to the general. Get yourself some insurance. Double jump blink. I don't even do swordless here because it's not worth it. As soon as the cutscene starts, start holding down square so you can skip the cutscene. I did it a little too late, so I missed the skip. It's really nice to get to this point without drinking an elixir, because you get a full elixir fill here. It's unfortunate, like right there, I had to drink an elixir to make that second jump, so I kind of wasted a full elixir here. But it's a lot better than running, because running there is kind of slow. Alrighty, now for the Weeper section. Good luck. Hate this section. Start off by swordlessing out the wall, or out the window. Blink straight down. Open the door. Here you're going to want to walk. You're going to want to aim for like the corner, about right here. Maybe a little to the right. Run and slide and look down. And if you do it perfectly, you'll make it all the way through. If you don't make it all the way through, you'll want to, I think, hit back, and that'll get you through. You can kind of just fidget until you make your way through. Then you're going to walk up to the door. You're going to wedge yourself into the corner. And then peek to the left. And then you're going to look about right here. And as you can see, the key shows up. So you can pick up the key. Then just mash square to get through the door. Now here, I always tend to get stuck here. Like if I try to just run forward, I get stuck in the doorway. So I really like to blink right here, even though it's a very short blink. Just to get through the doorway. And then you're going to blink to here. Now you're going to hit right to equip the crossbow. You're going to turn around and you're going to shoot. And try to kill these Weepers as fast as possible. See, that was an incredible Weepers. I wish that would happen in a run. That literally never happens. She actually died in one shot, which is very rare. Normally she takes two. Normally what I will do is I will shoot one, slash him on the ground, shoot the other one, and then either slash her if she's in a good spot, or I'll go ahead and grab the rune and then turn around and kill her. But basically, once they're dead, grab the rune, jump in the water, grab the second rune, blink backwards. Now here's where you want to upgrade, but I highly recommend you run all the way over here before you upgrade, because the game absolutely loves to crash when you upgrade there. So don't upgrade there, wait till you get all the way around, then open up your power menu and upgrade agility. Then you're going to blink, you're going to swordless, you're going to line yourself up with this, double jump, hit square, and you're going to want to mash square because you actually have to like unlock the mechanism and then open it. So if you mash square fast enough, you should open the door with one jump. Then you do a second jump and climb up, walk over and talk to the old general, skip the cutscene. Then you're going to want to blink this way, and the general really loves to walk right in your way while you're doing it. And you'll know if you did this section well, because Callista likes to walk right through this doorway. If you get here before Callista, then you've done it fast. If you get here too slow, Callista will be in the doorway, and you have to wait for her to keep walking through. Then you're just going to swordless again, blink over here, and talk to Sammy.
Take you to the Golden Cat.
See you, Jimbo. What's up, Card?
Taken Lord
Good to see you, my man.
Times, believe me.
So that's that section. Now we're on to Pendleton. Now Pendleton has a 50-50% chance. There's either good luck or bad luck. What's nice about this is the bad luck is only harder. It's not necessarily slower. If you get a very perfect bad luck, then you can get out just as fast as the good luck. But it's a lot harder to get a perfect bad luck. It's much easier if you get good luck. But I'll show you both. I think if I save at the beginning of this section, I can get both lucks. The other day I loaded an autosave and it changed my luck, which was weird. So we'll see if we can do it. If not, I'll just show you what it looks like. It doesn't really matter if Pendleton's there or not. You still do the same. There's still just some goofy guard standing there.
Them two Pendletons are there, so I'm guessing there'll be a lot of guards. Slackjaw might have some ideas on helping to get inside the cat.
So this first section is very similar to the beginning of Campbell. It's the same area, but with some minor differences.
They sell the elixir that folks use to fight off the plague. I'll lay low, but keep an eye out for you and the little lady you bring back. Good luck.
Here's this jump again. This time it's much easier though, because you have agility too. So you're going to want a swordless, jump, blink, jump, blink, jump, blink. This time instead of the elixir being there, it's right here, so it's much easier to grab. Jump, blink, blink here. Now we got this big old thing in the way. And this time there's a gate right there, so you can't do the cool jump over the the electric fence. So you need to come over here and open this up and get rid of that. Then you'll just blink here and open up the door. You got to be really careful with fence glitch there. There's a glitch with fences in this game where if the game thinks you want to vault over a fence, but instead you blink, it'll actually blink Corvo all the way and then put him back where the fence was. It's really stupid. So now we want to run, jump, blink to here, do a double jump, and make sure you're far enough back so you don't bonk on that ceiling. Grab the rune, jump through here. This is a really tough spot here. If you go too forward, you'll fall off. You want to be very careful just to land right here. Run, jump to here. I just do a regular double jump here. You could also blink up to here. Open this. This window is an absolute nightmare. Make sure you're completely like square with the window or else you'll get stuck in it. It's terrible. Open the door, skip the scene with Emily, turn around, make sure you're completely square with this window again. Jump down. You can land on that guy's head so that you don't hard fall, but it sometimes when you land on his head you go flying 1,000 miles per hour the other direction. So I just hard fall there. It's safer. Open up the door, run up to her and click her butt so you get the key. Run over here, grab the rune, open the door. Yo, Medigo Flair, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that a lot. 4 fingers in the chat. That incredible brand new sub. Welcome to the crew, my man. Thank you so much for the support. So you're going to open up the door, grab the rune, open the door. As the door is opening, you're going to open up your upgrade menu. And as you can see, as I was opening up the upgrade menu, I got a second to look through the door. And if you look through the door, you notice that those lights, I'll show you where they are. They're right here, right there, and right here. Okay, I can't see on my screen very well. There's one right there. There's two lights on either side of the door. And if they're on, that means you got good Pendleton luck. If they're off, then that means you got bad Pendleton luck. Well, they're on, so we got good Pendleton luck this time. So you're going to open up your menu. You're going to upgrade Blink. This is the last upgrade of the game. You're going to cancel out of this menu. And since we got good Pendleton luck, we're going to blink to the top left-hand side of the screen. So right here. Then you're going to pull out your grenade, run over here, open the door, and throw the grenade straight down like that. If you do that correctly, it will kill Pendleton. Then you're going to swordless and blink over here to where these lights are on. Pull out your sword, open the door, and quickly slash him. I didn't do it quick enough, so I got the slow-mo. If you do it quick enough, you can stop the slow-mo from happening. Grab these elixirs, get roasted by the guard, swordless, and blink all the way out and through the doors. And that is good Pendleton luck. Now let's see if we can get bad Pendleton luck. If we can't get bad Pendleton luck, then I will just show you what it looks like. And if I get good Pendleton luck again, I'll show you a better run through of it. This part can be pretty frustrating because the guards really like to get in your way. And the doorways also like to get you stuck like that. So grab the rune, open the door, still got good Pendleton luck, upgrade Blink, Blink, up and to the left, grab your grenade, open up the door, throw it straight down, turn around, blink to here, pull out the sword, quickly slash him, grab the elixirs, blink, you can sword this again right here, and that was a perfect, other than her getting in the way, rip her. That was a perfect, good Pendleton luck. That's how it should look. So now we'll do bad, even if it doesn't give me bad. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it gives me bad luck this time. I didn't think it... I thought it would, like, figured out... Okay. I thought it figured out bad Pendleton luck when you first entered this place, but I've loaded this autosave before, and, like, somehow the luck changed. I don't know when it decides. It might decide when you talk to Emily or something. I don't know. It's really weird. Either that or I loaded a different autosave. I guess that could be true. But anyways. Because you'd think it would load it as soon as you load this area. Oh, I forgot to grab the key. No! Get back! This is what happens if you don't grab the key. She runs away. Get out of the way. Alrighty, so bad Pendleton luck. If you open this up and those lights aren't on, it means that you got bad Pendleton luck. So you need to blink up to the right and go through this front door, and the first Pendleton will be in here, so you just jump and slash him, and you grab these 2 elixirs. And then you gotta go downstairs, so blink all the way down here. You gotta do a wall clip right here. You're basically gonna butt yourself up against this here. Gonna blink, look to the right, look and blink. This one's actually pretty easy. This might be a good wall clip to start off with if you are first learning wall clips. It's a pretty easy one. There's another easier one in Flooded though. Then you're gonna pull out your grenade. You're gonna run over here, and this guard right here would be the other Pendleton brother. And the way to do this is pretty pretty weird. I've had it, you know, probably like a 75% rate on this. If you throw it in the right spot though, it should always work. So you're gonna line up right here, kind of with his like left foot, and you're gonna put your cursor right below this sewer thing, this, you know, whatever it is, this pipe. So about right here, and you're gonna be up against the wall as close as possible. And if you do it right, when you throw the grenade, it should make it through the wall. That time it did not. So let's try again. Oh, that might be the wrong autosave. It's very finicky. Like, it seems to work when it feels like it, which is frustrating. But if you do get it, it's very, very fast. And you can pretty much get out in the same speed as good Pendleton luck. Yeah, he's getting that good hand massage in there. I don't know what that's about. The Pendleton brother just kind of talks to her. But the guard gets a sweet wrist massage. I don't know why you need a private room for a wrist massage, but who am I to judge? I could go for a wrist massage, to be honest. My wrist hurts all the time.
Please don't kill him.
That guard would be me if I went to one of these establishments. I'd be like, well, I'm married, so I don't really want to do anything, but you can massage my wrist, I suppose. So again, blink up here, open the door, kill the guy, grab the elixirs, blink down here, blink through this wall, see how easy it is. This time we'll save in case bad things happen. I used to have an old setup for this where I would stand right here and throw the grenade. You can try it if you want, if it's easier for you. I used to stand right here and throw about where that light is, and it would go through. Looks like it worked that time. So there you go. That's another setup. That one tends to not work as well for me as this other one, so you can pick your poison on that one. This one might actually be faster because you don't have to butt up against the wall, but it's up to you on which one. I would try both and see which one works better. So, oh, and you crouch as well. So crouch up against the wall, look about right here, throw the grenade. Again, see, this one doesn't want to work for me today, so maybe the other one's better. Luckily this load is pretty short. Might be standing too far to the right. I never had a super good setup for this because it doesn't happen that often. You tend to get good Pendleton luck very often, so. There we go. So about right here. I think I was standing too far to the right was the problem. So about right here is where you want to look. So now the Pendleton guy is dead. So you'd want to blink right here. That's a platform, by the way. I didn't really explain that too well. This is all surrounded by like a big platform, so this is all solid. So you want to blink, you want to like double jump up to here. This is kind of like a little platform. So then you want to blink right here. Now you want to line up with this first stair, about right here, about in front of the first stair, and you want to look at this couch thing and lean to the left and blink through. This one is tough. It always takes me a few tries. And you need to be in a good spot. Okay, so actually you want to be a little further back. You want to be like pretty much lined up with this stair. And you'll get through, and then you just blink through like normal. Let's see if I can load that autosave from before. So that's bad Pendleton luck. If you get both the wall clips really fast and you get the grenade throw really fast, it's about as fast as good Pendleton luck. I've lost in my PB. I lost like 2 seconds, even though I got bad Pendleton luck. So I wouldn't worry too much about Pendleton luck. Either way, it works out. So open up the door. Now this is where fence glitch is like super annoying. This jump is the worst in the game when it comes to fence glitch. It loves to teleport you all the way back. Let's see if I can make it happen. You want to grab this elixir first. How do I have full elixir? I guess because I've been tutorialing. So normally you will not have full elixir here. So if you just try to blink past this fence, it absolutely loves to stop you. And sometimes you'll even make it like all the way to the end, and then it'll blink you back. Of course it's not happening now, but I promise it happens very often. But that's exactly what you want to do. You want to do a little double jump. Oh no, Granny Rags! It's okay, she turned to rats and now she's killing them. So what you want to do is line up like this and jump and blink. Oh, I almost got it there, but I didn't. And these guys won't be in your way. Let's reload so that you can actually see what it looks like. But if you blink too close to that wooden board, it loves to glitch you all the way back. So you just want to make sure you get a really nice jump and blink clear past the wooden boards. And this is the part where if you do it perfectly, it looks really, really nice. But if you don't do it perfectly, then it can get really bad really fast. Thanks, Fox. Love you too, my man. So you want to grab this. Normally you won't have full elixir. Jump, blink. Oh, see, there you go. I got fence glitch there. So it pulled me back because I didn't jump far enough. So jump. Now you want to double jump and blink up to here. Now this part is the part where you can really look fancy if you do it right. You need to run all the way to the edge of this pipe, double jump, and blink up. And if you do it right, you'll land right here. And this is absolutely beautiful because then you can just jump right to here and then hit that lamp and screw it up. Don't hit the lamp. Don't want to hit the lamp. You can jump and blink right to here, and it's awesome. Now you're going to land on that corner so you don't hard fall. And then you're going to double jump and blink to here. And then finally to the boat. If you do it perfectly, it looks amazing. But if you make one little mistake, you'll bonk on everything and it'll look terrible. So that section takes a lot of practice. But that's basically what you want it to look like. You want to blink all the way to that block and then all the way up to the rafter. And then land on the corner of the fence there so that you don't hard fall, and then double jump to the pipe and then blink to the boat. Enough frustration to shave a boat full of Vikings. That's a pretty good one.
So you did the business.
Now Samuel's gonna concentrate on piloting this boat. And this is one of the longer, annoying cutscenes in the game because you can't do anything here.
What are you talking about?
Oh, grown up business. I mean, ladyship. Forgive me.
A stay in bed all day kind of day.
Heard a lot of
Sounds
rumors
great.
of Golden Cat.
I'd like to have one of those.
I should concentrate on piloting. rivalry this
I wish I had one of those yesterday. I was like so tired yesterday after stream. But hey, I wouldn't have grabbed the old world record if I had waited. So I'm glad I streamed yesterday.
Young Lady Emily, I'm Callista. I'll be caring for you and schooling you while you're with us.
See, I forget her
Nice to
name.
meet you.
I'm pretty sure it's actually her that
Would you like to see a room in the tower?
talks to you in that other part.
Yes, you may. You will get to see it all.
They look so similar though. Like, look at how similar she looks. Maybe they're sisters. I don't
Good.
know.
I think I'll like it here.
They must be
I'll go
sisters.
with Callista, Corvo. I'll see you later.
Anyways, I know nothing of Dishonored lore, I
Do
guess.
not fail to impress. Armed with a blade, you change the course of the city forever. And with the
Now this part, you're going to want a swordless because it's just in your nature to swordless, but don't swordless here, it's slower.
in one night,
Just blink
you've done more
straight up to
than
Pendleton.
a lifetime. I need to speak
You
to
want to
you,
look to the left here
Now,
as this is ending.
Pendleton requests your attention.
So pull out your sword, jump to here, then just run over to Pendleton and hit square. Skip the cutscene. Now you want a swordless. Blink to here. Then you're going to open up this door and just blink anywhere to the back wall. Doesn't matter where. And this cutscene will start. Sometimes you end this cutscene crouching, which is weird. Then you need to pull out your sword and blink past Piero here. If you screw it up, you'll pop right into him. So you want to go above him. Like that. Then open the door. Then you can swordless here and just blink right to Sammy. Don't land on him.
Off to Caldwell's Bridge.
Don't land on Sammy. It will ruin your run.
Just climb aboard.
I don't actually know if it ruins your run if he's in the boat though. Because I've landed on him before, like even at the end of tower when he's in the boat, and I don't think he gets mad if he yells at you, but I don't think it ends the mission if he's in the boat. You can kill him in the boat though if you slash him. Because we did have that happen. Alright, time for Caldwell's Bridge. Caldwell's Bridge is kind of a lull in the run. When you first start learning this run, the bridge is really frustrating because it's all about precise blinking, and if you screw up anything, you die. Like, there's so many parts in this section where if you blink in the wrong spot, you die. But once you learn it, it's kind of a lull in the run because there's no wall clips, there's nothing really like super fancy, you just kind of just fly through the level and you're done. Also, this first section can only be done a certain speed, so that's kind of nice. You actually have to wait at the end of this if you do it fast enough, and I'll show you what I mean. But first I'll just walk through it.
Got the whole Dunwall under his thumb with all that natural philosophy business.
So to start off, you're gonna swordless on this little platform here.
Dangerous to me, but what do I know?
Then you're gonna jump to here. You're gonna blink to here. You're gonna open this door and you're gonna start pulling out your sword. You're gonna break this glass and then you're gonna blink through this. And this is one of the most frustrating things to me. And maybe it'll be super easy for you, but for me this always drives me crazy. Getting my blink to go through this window is a nightmare sometimes. Right now it's being nice to me, but if you're not lined up perfectly, it hates to go through this. So I think the goal is to really just line yourself square to this window, and then you'll get through. So blink through there, and then you can swordless here. It's probably smart too, and get all the way to the door. Now, to explain this a little more, I guess to length, if you do this section fast enough, you have to wait at the door until the game tells you to kidnap Sokolov. If you go through the door before the game gives you that prompt, then the game glitches and you have to go all the way back and get the mission. The reason this happens is because of prison skip, believe it or not. If you don't do the prison skip elevator, you don't have to worry about this. But if you do the prison skip elevator, you have to wait at this door for this mission to appear.
Here we are.
So let's see if I can do it fast enough. To me, it always just matters if I get through the... See, like right now, I can't get through the thing, so... But you see how new objective abduct Sokolov just appeared? If that doesn't appear by the time you get to the door, you need to wait at the door for it to appear. And then you can go through the door. Try it one more time. I suck at this section though. This is one of my worst sections. This is the only section that I lost a ton of time on in the in my world record run. This section, and then I got bad sister luck. Everything else was good. But this section I lost 12 seconds to frickin' this stupid door. There is a wall clip to skip this door on PC, but I have never had it work on console. You can try it if you want. Just watch any of the PC runs; they all do it. All right, good start. Good start. But yeah, I've tried it and can't get it to work on console. Again, this door. Alrighty. But yes, if you get to this door and it's not there yet, you need to wait right here for it to appear in the top right-hand corner and then open the door. So now is the bridge section. This section is really straightforward. It's just a lot of accurate blinking. There are two strats here, two notable strats. One of them is going through the window, but I don't prefer that strat. I prefer going around. It's totally up to you what you want to do. There's also a safety elixir here that you can grab if for some reason you're ending all of your runs with like no energy. The safety elixir is up here. You can open this door and there's an elixir right here. But I don't use it. So anyways, you're going to start by blinking here, blinking here. You're going to blink to here. Then you're going to blink on top of this thing, like this, and then blink to here. You have to do that fast because the pylon's going to be shooting you. But if you do it perfect, you won't get shot at all. There's also a safe strat you can do if you find that you're getting destroyed by the pylon constantly. What you can do is you can blink past that thing, and then it won't hit you anymore. So I'll show you that really quick. Whenever the game stops loading. Please stop loading. Alright, so if you want to be safer, you can just run at this thing and blink all the way past it, and then you're safe. And then you can just slowly take your time and make this blink here. So that's a safer strat. Now, the other strat that I used to do, and have since stopped doing, is you can blink through this window here, like this, and then on top of here, and then through here. But I've found that by the time you get through that stupid window, it tends to not save too much time. And it's the same amount of blinks, so in the end it doesn't really save much time. At any rate, once you get here, you're going to want to blink to here, and I would make sure that this prompt shows up before you make the blink. Sometimes this prompt can be invisible, which is really frustrating. It's another kind of glitch that happens in the game sometimes where it'll show you like this, but as soon as you get to the climb prompt will just be invisible. But if it's invisible, you know that it's there. Like, if you don't see any prompt, then you know that you have a climb prompt, because this one is never invisible. This one always shows. So if you get to here and you just see nothing, then you know the climb prompt is there. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that goonage. So anyways, you want to go here, get the climb prompt, climb it. Then you just want to jump and blink to literally anywhere here. Now this is easy to overshoot, so I normally just jump in place and jump up like that. Try not to run too far, or else you'll overshoot it and land there. Open the door, take both these out. If you want to be super crazy, you can take out one and throw it at the other one, but it doesn't always explode, and I've lost runs to that, so I don't do it anymore. Then you blink down here, blink to here, blink to here, and finally up this fence, and then go through the door. There's a crazy strat there where you can super jump across, but I've found it to actually lose time, so I don't do it. We'll talk about super jumps later because there's a super jump at the very end of the game. Luckily, this run has gone down to only one super jump. There used to be 3. But then I found that the other strats were faster. So now there's only one super jump in the run. And you don't need to do that super jump either. There's an alternative that's just about as fast. Here you're going to want to jump. I should explain this a little better because this one's kind of finicky. So this one's kind of weird because you don't want to jump here until you hit this. So you want to run around, land here, then double jump. If you double jump from here, you'll miss or you'll bonk on this thing. So you want to run, hit the ground, then double jump, blink to here. Then you're going to run. That was the slowest slash I've ever seen. That was magical. This guy's a legend. This guy's a legend. That guy got roasted. Okay, so now you're going to want to jump and blink about as close to the fence as you can. So about right. Okay, thanks guys. About right there. If you do it right, let me just go back because these guys are being great. So if you do this section right, you won't hard fall, and it'll look really nice. But it's pretty easy to hard fall as well. So what it should look like is this: jump to here, then jump to here, and you'll land on this, and you won't hard fall. Then you can go right through the door. Thank you for the 1,000 bits, long haired. Appreciate it a lot, man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that so much. I'm just glad I have awesome people like you in my chat. And all the people in my chat. All the people in my chat are amazing. I thank you all so much. Yeah, I think that was one of the mistakes I made. I overshot that jump. It's very easy to overshoot. Luckily, it's not too bad if you overshoot it. You can just jump right back up, but it's frustrating when it happens. Alrighty, this part, walk a little bit forward, double jump and blink, and you'll land on this. Turn around, blink to here, jump and blink to here, and then blink to here. Then you want to open up your menu. Up is for sleep dart. Sleep dart Sokolov. Don't put away your sword, just walk up to him and hold square. You'll put away your sword and grab him at the same time. Then blink to here. Blink to here. There's a crazy strat where you fall off this and blink, but I don't like it. I just like to blink right to here, and then blink to Sammy. And that's it for the bridge. As I said before, if you go through the door without ever getting the Sokolov thing, if you don't wait for the Sokolov mission to appear, you'll do all of that, get to the end, and Sammy just won't be there. And you'll be like, what happened? So make sure if you do prison skip that you wait for that mission. If you're not an idiot like me and can actually get through the window of that door, it's pretty easy to get to the mission, get to the door before the mission appears.
They set up a cell for Sokolov in the old kennel. Shackles and everything.
This part is literally nothing. You just wait till you're at the end of this boat and hit X. And then you get another fantastic load screen.
Well done.
Oh, and you have to skip the thing too. Forgot. I forgot. A lot of the skips, the square skips, you'll just learn when they appear. A lot of them you can use audio cues to help you out. Other ones you just have to use a visual cue or just know when it's going to appear. Once you get used to it, you'll get pretty good at skipping. I still miss skips from, every once in a while, because if you hit square just before it appears, you get nothing. And then you just sit there for a second and realize that you're not skipping it. Alright, here's where Emily sounds really promiscuous for some reason.
I decided to nap here in your room while Callista was taking her bath.
It's kind of
She
creepy.
told me if there's ever trouble, I should always run here.
You just hit the first option and then immediately skip.
Callista
Now you're going to swordless while you're walking around her. Open up this door, jump to here, double jump and blink to the door. Now this is kind of an interesting skip here. You're going to want to walk over and talk to Sokolov, and right when you talk to him, you want to start holding down square. And then right as you hit X, you want to start holding down square. Like X square. And just hold down square. Okay, I blew it. I did it so quick that it didn't work. Try it again. Not that fast. Not like X square, but like X square. You know what I'm talking about, right? You don't know what I'm talking about. It's one of those things you kind of have to feel out. Like you have to do it once, and then you feel it. But it's very, very fast. It's like right when you hit X, you can start holding down square. Just not at the same time. You can't like hit them both. Where am I? All right. I'll give you a better interpretation of what this looks like. So open up the door, talk to him, skip. All right. You ready? Here's what it looks like. It's like X square. There you go. And that skips it. Now you can walk over here. Same thing here. Open the door. As soon as you open the door, start holding down square. I screwed it up there. And as soon as that first skip happens, you can start holding down square for the second skip. Then you pull out your sword. I don't even swordless here because it's kind of useless. Blink to here. Then blink to here. Then talk to Sammy. And now it's time for the party. The best part of the run. Without a doubt. So now we get to talk about party luck. No donation incentive today. We hit the incentive yesterday, so I just decided no donation incentive today. So here's where party luck comes in. Party luck is a 1 in 3 chance of the right sister being the first one that you kill. There's really a lot to explain about party luck, and it's hard to explain all of it, but basically there's 3 sisters in the mansion, and there's 3 pieces of paper in the mansion. Well, 3 places where the piece of paper can be. But every time you spawn in, there's 1 piece of paper in one of 3 locations, and then the 3 sisters, one of which is the bad one. When you read the paper, it tells you which sister is the bad one. So there's a 1 in 3 chance of you walking in the room, killing the first sister you see, and there's also a 1 in 3 chance that the paper is in that room, and there's a 1 in 3 chance that the paper says that that's the right sister. So, for example, we could walk in and it could be the red sister right off the bat. We kill the red sister, then there's a 1 in 3 chance that the paper is located in the room with the red sister, and there's a 1 in 3 chance that that paper says it's the red sister. However, if the paper is not in that room, you can lean through a wall and grab a piece of paper in the wall, because the programmers decided to leave all the papers inside the wall and just kind of move them in bounds when the RNG says, hey, put it in the room. So even if the paper isn't in the room, you can still check in that room by peeking out of bounds and grabbing a paper. Now here's where it gets complicated, because if you grab the piece of paper out of bounds, there's a 1 in 3 chance that it says the right sister, just like the regular piece of paper. But if it doesn't say the right sister, then you have to kill all 3 sisters, because the game basically glitches and can't figure out what's going on. And so the only way to fix it is to kill all 3 sisters. So it's very confusing, but basically there's a couple different things that can happen. You can walk in, you can kill the first sister, the paper can be in that room. If the paper's in that room, it will either say you killed the right sister or you killed the wrong sister, go kill the right sister. Or you can kill the first sister, the paper is not in that room, you peek through the wall, and either that paper says you killed the right sister, or it doesn't, and you have to kill all 3 sisters. So those are kind of all of the different things that can happen. We'll see which one we get here. Perfect luck is if the piece of paper in the room or the piece of paper in the wall finishes the mission for you. That's perfect luck. Then you can just walk right out. Good luck is if you kill the sister and the paper is in that room, but it says the wrong sister, then you just have to find the right sister and kill her. The worst luck is if the paper is not in that room and it says the wrong sister, because then you have to kill all 3 sisters. Alternatively, if you want to just screw sister luck, which is what I originally did in this run, you can just walk in and kill all 3 sisters without checking any papers, because it'll still complete the mission. Which, honestly, if you're trying to beat my run, might not be a bad idea, because I got worst luck in my run. So it's actually faster to just kill all 3 sisters, because in my run, I checked the paper and got it wrong. So I had to kill all 3 sisters and check the paper, whereas you could just walk in and kill all 3 sisters, not even worry about the paper, and still save time. But anyways, to get to the mansion, we're going to sword this here. Jump. This jump is incredibly difficult. I always aim about right here, jump straight up and blink. But it's a lot harder than it looks. Blink to here, blink into Lord Shaw, talk to him, give him the paper, skip.
Pendleton is a gutless
Pull out your sword again, blink to here, and then walk through. Okay, so a lot of people ask me why we talk to Lord Shaw, if you haven't seen the PC run. It's just kind of a good question to ask, like, why would you talk to him? Basically, Pendleton will scold you after this mission if you don't give the letter to Shaw. And he also, like, praises you if you kill Lord Shaw. But if you give Lord Shaw the paper and then don't kill him, then Pendleton just has, like, nothing to say about it. And it ends up being faster for him just to not say anything about it. So that's why we do that. So anyways, here comes Sister Luck. What you're going to do is you're going to start, you're going to run in, you're going to open this door, you're going to kill this sister, not get the slow motion like I did. Then you're going to stand right here, and there's a painting right here. You see this painting here. If it has a brown border, that means that the paper is not in this room. So we have to do the blink through the wall and find the paper. If this is gold, then the paper is in this room, and you'll want to run all the way over here, and it'll be right here, and you'll grab the paper and see if it says the right sister. Because it's not in the room, we need to do the peek. So we're going to blink up to here, we're going to crouch, and then we're going to peek into the wall, and as you can see, there are 3 pieces of paper sitting here on the ledge, but this is actually out of bounds. Like, if we go this way, you can't see it. It's in the wall. So, you're going to want to grab the second piece of paper. I've read, Nice Guy Dom did a lot of research into this, and he finds that the second paper tends to be the best to grab. It's really all a crapshoot, but it seems like the second paper always gives you better RNG. So, you're going to want to grab the second paper. So, you're going to blink, hold right on the analog sticks, and grab it. Now, it says red, but that means nothing, because this is a glitched version of the paper. So don't even worry about what the paper says. Just close out of it, and then look at the mission at the top right-hand corner. I did not kill the right sister because it didn't give me a check mark. It only gave me a check mark for identify. So that means we got worst luck. So since we got worst luck, we now have to walk all the way through and kill all 3 sisters. So either way, we're going to open up this chest and grab this elixir, because I always do that. Then we're going to swordless and run over here. The first sister is going to be over here, although now she's probably really far away. She's normally right here. Then you're going to blink down here, and the second sister is either going to be right here or right here. So you'll kill those 2 sisters, and then you'll walk through the door and leave. Now let's see if we can get a different version of luck if we go load the autosave, or at least show better where the sisters are. It's actually kind of nice we got worst luck, because that's the one you have to show the most for. The other ones are pretty self-explanatory. If you get best luck, you basically just walk right out the door. Oh, that was 2. We want this autosave, I think. Whichever autosave is right when you enter the room. Because the RNG basically decides right when you enter the Boyle estate. On PC, you can actually quick load this section because the loads are so fast. you can just quick load it until it gives you the right RNG. But in the console version, you're like screwed. You can't get the right RNG, but you can at least quick load until the paper appears in the room to make it slightly better. Oh, that's still not far enough. Let's load the mission save then and try it again. See ya, Shadow. This is definitely the weirdest thing to explain, but once you do it a few times, you'll get it. And if you play the game casually, you kind of understand how it works. Yeah, the loads in the Boyle Estate are god-awful. They're just really, really bad. Especially the mansion, because the mansion has a ton of NPCs in it. And I think that's what makes the loads really long is NPCs.
Watch yourself, Corvo.
Because both like the Hound Pits and the Boyle Estate take forever to load. But then bigger areas like Flooded District don't take as long to load, just because there's enemies but no NPCs.
Better you than me.
Feels like loading from a tape cassette. Here's this tough jump again. If you blink too high there, you'll hard fall, so it's good to try to blink low.
Pendleton is a gutless liar.
Yeah, if you want to beat my real time, not my no loads time, but if you want to beat my real time, just go buy a PS4 Pro. You'll probably beat it easily just from the loads. I really don't know how much a PS4 Pro would improve these loads, though, because these loads are no better than the PS3 loads, which the PS3 has a better, or a PS4 has a better processor, so it's like, how are the loads not as good? I think this game just really sucks in terms of, I think the port just sucks. In fact, I know the port just sucks because the game likes to crash, and the first DLC actually crashes more than any game I've ever seen. So, the port just sucks. Alright, so we got Black Sister that time, still no painting. So let's try this again. And we got worse luck again. So let's go over here. Open up these doors. First sister's gonna be right here, so pull out the sword and kill her. Then blink to here. There's the second sister. Kill her. Got the slow motion, unfortunately. And then go right through this door. So that was actually a pretty good worst sister luck. That's about as good as you can get in terms of worst sister luck. Sometimes that downstairs sister will be in a really stupid spot and it really screws you up. But I've found that if you can kill the sisters fast enough, you can actually get out of this place in about 20 seconds slower than best luck, which isn't too bad. Truly, the first DLC of this game, there's actually a first DLC that's not the same. It's like a I don't even know what to call it. You basically just kill enemies and grab runes and stuff. It's like a challenge mode. But the first real DLC, the Knife of Dunwall, crashes an incredible, like, all the freaking time. So anyways, let's say we got perfect luck. So let's say we got the gold border. We walked over here, we grabbed the piece of paper, and it said kill the Black Sister, which we just killed. Then the game would say you did it. You'd run over here, you'd grab the elixir, and then you would just leave through the door. If you get good sister luck, that means that you went over here, you killed the sister, you went over here, it was gold bordered, you walked over here, you grabbed the piece of paper, but it didn't say Black Sister, it said Red Sister or something. The game will give you an icon, just like this, showing you where she is. So all you'll have to do is go and kill that one sister and then leave. And then obviously if you get worse luck, then you have to do what I did and kill all three sisters. So at any rate, once you finally complete the mission, you will leave. If you leave downstairs, it's pretty simple. You just blink out. You do 2 blinks up to the gate. If you leave from up here, I have kind of an interesting strat to go a little bit faster. If you grab all 3 papers, it doesn't work. The game just glitches and it doesn't ever give you the mission. You have to get it on that first piece of paper, or else it just breaks. That's a good question, though. That's what I thought originally. I was like, why can't you just grab all the papers? You can actually run around the mansion and find where the real paper is, but it's still only a 1 in 3 chance that it'll say the sister that you killed. So I like to actually climb up here and then double jump and blink all the way to here. It saves a little bit of time. If you go through the front door, you'll need to blink down here and then to this spot. But either way, you get to this spot, then you blink down, blink over here. Oops, I have to load a save where I actually completed the mission. Let's do this one. Yeah, a pro and a solid state drive would like half the loading times of a normal game, but I truly don't know what it would do with this game because this game just seems very non-optimized. It seems to take forever to load no matter what. Like I said, from PS3 to PS4, there's like barely a difference. But it might just be the port. I don't know. Okay, so this is where we got worse sister luck, so we need to kill the 2 sisters again. This is fine because I can show you the other route now. The music players love to screw up your blinks in this section too, which is frustrating. It's so great when you get perfect luck because you don't have to deal with any of that. You legitimately just pick up the paper, pick up the elixir, and walk out of the room. If you get perfect luck, you can actually sometimes not even grab the elixir in the room because you have so much energy saved up from not having to blink around killing the sisters. But I usually do anyways. It's only like 2 seconds to grab it and it'll save you time later. So if you go this way, you don't do that. You jump to here, you jump to here, and then you can either blink up that, or I usually like to just jump up here to save energy, because if you get bad sister luck, your energy is really hurting. Really bad. Then you want to blink. You want to get the actual climb prompt here, because then it'll start the cutscene like immediately.
I hope you enjoyed your evening, sir.
I usually hold the analog stick towards Sammy as I'm climbing up the boat, and it'll start the cutscene quickly. If you just climb up the boat, sometimes you'll stand there and Sammy will just stare at you. So this is the part of the run where you'll finally start actually feeling the energy. Up to this point, you'll most likely always have energy, so you'll never be like, wow, I should have grabbed more elixirs. But this is the part of the run where all of it comes to a point, and you either have energy here or you don't. If you don't have energy, you're going to lose a good amount of time. If you do have energy, then you'll save a good amount of time. Not this part, but the tower. This part's just walk forward and talk to Pendleton. I guess if you did have a really, really low energy, you could run out here too. So blink to here, blink right into Pendleton. Sometimes I like to jump there too. You just don't want to overshoot it, because overshooting it really sucks, and you have to like walk all the way up the stairs.
She helped the Lord Regent kill the Empress, so I don't feel a thing for her. You've had a long night, Corvo, but I fear it's not over. Havelock and Martin have already cooked up something more for you. They would like to see you here, in Havelock's chambers above the vault.
So we want to run here, open these doors, talk to the general. Now on PC, they like to actually blink out of this room, but on console, I found it to be terrible because you're always hurting for energy. So I usually just do this. There's 2 ways to do this part. You can pick your poison, but I actually like to just blink to here and then right up to Sammy. You can also blink like up there, or even, you know, I've had times where I've blinked. How much energy do I have? I have plenty. Sometimes I even blink like up here and then down. The problem with doing that is that if you were to accidentally blink and land on Sammy, you can end your run. So just make sure you don't land on Sammy, however you do it.
About time we took care of my
There's always a big gap here before you can talk to it. Press X there for some reason. Alright, so here's part of the run where all the energy comes to a point and you're going to see how good your energy is. In this tutorial, I have tons of energy because I've been standing around and letting my energy refill, but normally, at the very most, I would have 1 elixir here. It hurts the most if you have 0 elixirs here. And if you get bad sister luck, you probably will have 0 elixirs here. If you follow my exact elixir route and you don't make a lot of mistakes, you should get here with 1 elixir if you get perfect sister luck, and 0 elixirs if you get good or worse sister luck. So you can kind of use that to determine
Crazy if you ask me.
what's going to go on here.
Another point of interest was giving you the grand tour, Corvo. Broadcast control.
And there's a ton of different strategies for doing this part, depending on how much energy you have. So you just kind of have to work on the fly and decide what you want to do.
Ready? Next time I see you, the Lord Regent will be dead. And if not, well, it was an honor to serve with you.
So we're going to blink up to here. Now this jump is an absolute pain. It used to kill my runs, but I found a really easy way to do it. The old strat was to look right about here and then jump to the left and blink onto that pedestal. But I've found that if you stand here and just stare at the wall like this, you will eventually get a... I am not high enough. So if you like do this and jump, you will eventually see a climb prompt like that. So I'm standing like right about here, pretty close, and just jumping up the left side of the wall, and you'll see a climb prompt. As long as that climb prompt is there, you can let go and you'll make it up the wall. If the climb prompt isn't there, like this or something, like right here there's no climb prompt, I could still probably blink and hit X and make it up, but I always make sure I see a climb prompt before I jump, because this jump can really end runs if you screw it up. So double jump, let go when you see the climb prompt, and you'll make it every time. Then you're going to jump, blink to there, blink to here, jump, blink to here. Now this is the point where if you have 0 elixirs, you will be out of energy right here. So you'll have to run all the way across. If you have energy, then you can blink across instead and save a couple seconds. Now if you're feeling super risky and you have tons of energy, you can actually do a super jump here and land all the way over there. The way you do a super jump is you double jump, and the couple frames that you see Corvo starting to do his double jump, you blink. Then at the end of your blink, your double jump will go off and you'll get some extra height, and then you'll have time to blink again. So it looks something like this. That was a super jump. So you can land here. If you're not feeling the super jump, or you don't have enough energy, then what you'll do is you will jump over this thing and land here, and then blink to here, or just run if you have no energy. After that, either way, you'll jump over here, you'll grab this elixir right here, which is kind of just a jump and smash square thing, then you jump to the door and open it. You could skip that elixir, but I don't recommend it, because it's really nice to have the energy for this upcoming part. Alright, so then you're going to walk forward, grab this elixir, open this up, do this terrible freaking chandelier jump. I usually just wait till I see the prompt, because it's terrible if you miss it. Then you're going to jump here. Then you're going to go up to the old safe, put in the combination. I really like to try to hit all the buttons once before putting in the combination, because if you try to spin one, it's really, really slow. But if you do 2 at the same time, it ends up being really fast. It's just the way that the cursor works. But it's really hard to do that accurately. So what I like to do is I like to run up to this thing and try to hit all of them like at least once, like that. It just kind of speeds up things a little bit. So anyways, you're going to put in the combination 935. You're going to grab the ticket. You don't need to grab the piece of paper. You're You're going to blink to here. And then we're going to do a really risky jump here. There is an alternative. You can actually sit here and peek and blink. And if you get that climb prompt, you see it right there. That'll get you up. But I like to do the dangerous strat where I climb here. And don't press any buttons when you climb, because if you hit your analog stick at all, you will fall. And then you're going to want to look up and to the right and blink at the very first moment you can so you don't get zapped. Just like this. Except I climbed, so I did get zapped. Rip. It's hard to do when you're explaining it because like you're used to just doing it and not talking at the same time. But you don't want to get the climb prompt there. If you get the climb prompt, that will happen. You will climb up and you will die. Or you'll get hit. If you have full health, you won't die. But if you don't have full health, then you're ripped. So, climb, then blink right there, and you'll be safe. Then, we need to hit square on this audiograph player. The safe strat here is to just climb up here, and then look at it and press square. However, if you want to be faster, you can line yourself up here, double jump, and then just mash square as fast as you can. And if you do it right, like this, you'll play it. So you can play around with that and see which one you like better. Now, probably one of the most scary wall clips in the game. It is the scariest wall clip in the game. You're going to wall clip through this wall. As you can see, I can see through the wall right here. The problem with this wall clip is if you wall clip too far to the left, you die. You need to wall clip as far to the right as you can so that you land on the platform. So you're going to look about right here. You're going to stand about in the middle. You're going to peek to the right. Then you're going to hold right on both analog sticks and blink. It's also one of the harder ones to get through, so there we go. So I landed on this invisible wall. If you blink too far to the left, you will fall endlessly and die. If you get really lucky and you blink to the left but not too far to the left, you can actually land on an invisible spot right here-ish, right in front of the door, and then you can open the door. But safe, if you want to be safe, you want to land right here. Then you're going to line yourself up with this section here. You're going to peek to the left, and you're going to blink at any point through here. You can blink here, you can blink where the climb prompt is, anywhere is fine. I usually blink about right here. This will place you on this little platform above the door and give you the option to open the door. The fastest way to do it is to blink far to the left and then kind of like grab the door on your way down. But it's really risky because you take fall damage on the other side of this door. And if you have low health like I did there, you'd die. So now here, you're going to blink to here. Now this part is very interesting. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to blink onto this barbed wire, which will kind of break your fall. And then blink to the right here. You can actually jump and blink straight down as like a safe strat. But it's very, very slow because when you blink straight down in this game, it kind of slow-mos your blink. So then you'll just blink over here, blink on top of these rocks, make sure you don't land on Sammy, talk to Sammy, and you're good to go.
You ready to go back to the Hound Pits?
And that is probably the hardest section of the game. Flooded is also very difficult, but I find that part to be really hard at times, especially when you're first learning it. Yeah, the towers shoot like giant mortars at you. Luckily, you should never get hit by one of those if you're going fast.
Big changes.
Since I'm standing around talking, I'm getting hit by that stuff.
Small fry like me always gets the worst of it. Maybe it's going to be different now. Lord Regent's gone. The Abbey has a new High Overseer. I'm guessing our work is almost done.
Well, unfortunately, Sammy, we still got 2 more sections to go.
Me, I think I'll just linger out here if you don't mind. Reflect on things while we have a moment. Congratulations, Corvo.
So this part's simple. Just blink towards the door. You can go up the stairs if you want. Blinking here seems to be better. You can swordless here as well. Open this door, you're going to blink over Emily's head, just anywhere over here, and the cutscene will start. You're going to skip 2 prompts, walk over here, blink or jump up to here. This jump is deceptively hard. This is one of the hardest blinks in the game, I think. For some reason, this platform just hates being climbed. You're going to want to double jump to the right, and then blink towards the corner. And if you get it just right, you can climb. If you fail it, you'll bonk on the bottom of it, like this, and you'll land here. And once you land here, it's not too bad. You can just kind of jump and blink, and you'll make it. But the best way to do it is to get it first try from right here. Oh, see, that time I got bonked on the corner. That's the best way to do it. And then you can actually just blink right into this doorway. Your energy no longer matters at this point, so you can just kind of waste all the energy you have. This is the point of the game where you lose all your elixirs, all your weapons, all your everything, so if you have any energy left over, feel free to use the crap out of it up to this point.
Samuel, you move like
You're going to skip a thing here, skip another thing here, and now we have a load screen followed by the longest cutscene in the game, followed by another load screen. Alrighty. Now that long cutscene is over, this part you're gonna hold down bottom or down left and just jump, and you'll hit the cutscene trigger, and then you skip the cutscene. Now you get to watch yet another loading screen, and then this is followed by the best part of the whole game: bricks. Bricks are really annoying and really random, and good luck ever getting consistent with them. There is a wall clip to get out of bricks, but I've never been able to get it consistently, so I don't use it. But it does work on console, and if you hate bricks as much as I do, you might want to try to make it consistent, and it would certainly save time. Basically, it is right up against the right wall here. I might not even be able to do it now, but if you kind of wedge yourself against this wall, you can see that there's a little bit of a section that you might be able to make it through. Looks like I'm pretty close here. Oh, yep, that's where it was. You can see my blink indicator going through. So you can get through that wall, and then you just blink up to the top. But if you don't do that, you need to do bricks. The way you do bricks is you grab a brick, you look up, you hit throw, you wait a second, and then you try to grab the brick, because you can't grab it right away. And if it perfectly bounces on your head like that, you can grab it. But most of the time it flies away, and you have to grab another one. The boards are really weird. Like this I can blink through. If this board was like up further, you wouldn't be able to blink through it. Usually the rule is like if there's 2 boards left, you can usually get through, but it's not always the case. So, blink through. Now this is really important. You want to grab both of these elixirs. You do not want to grab the sword. If you grab the sword, the run's practically over. Because the sword will slow you down for the whole rest of the run. And you can't swordless at this point because that sword works differently. So make sure you only grab the elixirs. Some people like to grab the food as well. You can if you want. I don't. Now you're going to jump down the water. Blink through this window here. Then you're going to blink to this platform here. Here's the hardest normal jump in the game. You're going to want to line yourself up about right here. And you want to aim for this corner. I know it sounds weird, because this looks like a flat wall, so it looks like you'd want to just jump towards the wall. But the building's actually diagonal, so you want to aim for this corner. This corner is the one that actually jets out the most. So you'll want to line up just like this. You're going to want to run, double jump, and blink. And I usually tap X just to make sure that I vault. But if you get the climb prompt, you should be fine. This is one of the biggest problems, though, with trusting the climb prompt. Because I've had several times where I've had a climb prompt, made the blink, and I fell to my death. So just make sure that you tap X right as you're hitting the wall, just to be sure that you do climb up. If you accidentally jump on the other end of the blink, it's not the end of the world. Then you're going to run over here. You're going to kind of leap of faith jump to the right and blink to here. Grab this and don't forget to grab the key. Jump to here. If you blink straight down here, I used to blink right here, but if you do that, sometimes you get kind of the slow motion blink. So now I like to blink about right here. You still won't hard fall. Then blink to the door. If you blink straight at the door, sometimes you hard fall. But if you blink down and to the left, you should be fine and not hard fall. No, I just hate tutorials done wrong. Like, Dishonored tutorials are great because they just show up on the screen and you don't, like... Well, actually, I don't know. They do kind of stop the gameplay because I've turned off tutorials since I started speedrunning. Alright, so here is probably the hardest wall clip in the game. It's not as dangerous. The wall clip itself isn't as dangerous as the one in Tower. But the aftermath is far more dangerous, and the actual getting through the wall is really frustrating. So what you're going to want to do is you want to line up with kind of this board where it hits, where it ends. You want to line up like right here. You're going to want to be on the back end of this wall. And then you are going to peek to the right and hope. Alright, got a first try. So, once you get through the wall, you are out of bounds and you are underwater. So you are going to swim to the right and you are going to blink to that corner. If you're not getting a thing, you need to go down just a tad bit until you get it. Right now I'm not getting it at all. There we go. Blink. I'm going to die from water death. But you're going to want to blink to this corner. Then you're going to want to blink to about right here. Do not blink up here. Make sure your cursor goes all the way out. And then you're going to want to blink through here. Now, I can explain this as many times as is necessary, but you really just have to do it for yourself to get the feeling of it. The invisible walls in this area are weird, like really, really weird, and it takes a while to get used to where they are. But once you do it enough, you'll start to get the hang of it. And if you make a blink that's incorrect, you're going to be really lost in this area and not know what's going on. But the best way I can describe it is if the first blink isn't working, you need to go down. After that, just blink in the same exact spots that I do and you should be okay. So, now I can show you how terrible this wall clip really is. Alright. That one also, you really have to let go faster than some of the other ones, so it gets kind of frustrating. So anyways, swim to the right. I got the prompt already, so you're going to blink right to the corner of this building, just like that. Then you're going to move a little bit further to the right and make sure this blink goes all the way. Full blink here. You do not want to blink short like this. If you're too high, you'll get this like short blink like this. Do not do that. That is really, really bad. So make sure the blink goes all the way. And then it's just a simple swim forward and blink to here. When you start moving forward, you're going to get really close to the edge of the water. Like you saw right there, I started to fall. So make sure as soon as your blink makes it, you let go. So you make sure you don't fall and die. Then you walk over here, open the door, and you just skipped the entirety of the Dowd section, which is one of the longest and most enemy-filled sections in the game. You can skip all of it. It's fantastic. I do not even know the regular strat if you don't do that out of bounds, because it's miserable. There's like a million enemies. You have to get through Dowd. You have to actually sneak up on Dowd, or else you have to fight him. Alright, this part is pretty simple. It's just a lot of blinking. This part's kind of annoying, though, because this stupid wall really likes to get you caught up. But basically, I just run and climb up. Then I jump right here and make this climb. Jump right here. Grab just the blue elixir. You can grab the red if you want, but it's not really necessary. Blink to here. Blink up top of this mound. Then you're going to want to line up about right here to make sure you don't land on the electric charged thing. Then grab the oil tank. Don't hit the shield. If you hit the shield, the frickin' shield closes and it's like, So make sure you grab the tank, throw down the tank, blink to here, then blink down, and through the door. Now for the final wall clip in the game, and also the easiest wall clip in the game. If you want to learn how to wall clip, either do the one that I talked about in Pendleton if you get bad luck, or do this one. I think this one's even easier than that one. This one, for some reason, seems really, really free. I always blink up these stairs because even if you're like super out of energy, by the time you walk all the way over here, slide through the gate and get all the way over to here, your energy is back. So for this one, all you're going to do is stand about right here, peek to the left, look to the left, and blink, and it's like free. It just works every time. So now this part's really like confusing because right now you can't see anything, but all you're going to do is walk to the right and up, and you will eventually get through this chasm of blackness and onto this platform. So once you're here, you have to be very careful because this is all bonkable. This is all solid. And if you bonk on this while you're trying to make this jump, you will fall and die. So you need to make sure you are to the far right. And you're going to want to aim for this first little pillar here. You're going to run, you're going to double jump, and you're going to blink. Now if you do it perfectly, you'll land here and you can just run forward. If you do it a little too, not far enough, you'll land on the left side. Okay, I fell. You'll land on the left side of that, and then you kind of have to like jump over and get back to where you need to be. I'll see if I can do it so I can show you what I mean. But if you do it perfectly, then you can just keep running forward. Bonkable is definitely a word. I invented it. I promise. I promise it's an actual word. Alright, let's try it again. See if I can do a worse blink. Alright, so let's see if I can. Nope. So I can't do the worse version. But sometimes you get kind of stuck on the right side of that thing, but you don't fall, and then you just have to double jump over it. But hopefully you just do it the right way, and then you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so like I said, run to the very edge of this thing, double jump, and aim for about right here, and you should be fine. There is a backup for this if you're having a ton of trouble with this jump. This jump does end runs. If you miss it, you're dead and the run's over. So if you're having a lot of frustration with this run, there is a backup. You'll run all the way over here, and you'll jump to this platform right here, which is super safe, and then just double jump over to here, or blink, or whatever you want. So now you're going to walk through this wall. It's totally solid, don't worry about it. Walk through this wall, and see, right now I fell. You need to be up there. So this is you really have to just kind of feel this out. It's very frustrating to figure out what is going on here. In fact, I don't even know what's going on here now. You want to be at the far edge of this and kind of jump over there. So you want to kind of jump like this. Now you're over here on this little platform. Because you can kind of fall right here. As you can see, this isn't solid. So all of this you can fall through. And for some reason, when you fall through, you can't jump back up. There's like a ceiling. So anyways, you want to be about right here, where you're on this platform here. Then you're going to crouch, look at the door, and hold L1. And kind of jitter yourself around. And eventually you'll find that you can blink through. Sometimes you'll be sitting here like, I can't get through. I found that looking up really helps. Like looking way up like here really gets you more prompts. Sometimes you can get this climb prompt too. That's fine. You can do that as well. It's faster to blink right to the door. But as soon as you see the prompt, let go of L1 and you'll get out of the wall. The zombies in the loading screen is what happens to your body after 3,000 Dishonored speedrun attempts. Well, luckily I only did 2,000, so I didn't get to the zombie state. Maybe I'm like halfway there or something. Alrighty, so now you're supposed to walk up and talk to her, but if you walk over here and double jump, you can actually climb. Even though it looks like you can't, like no way Corvo can fit through that. If you just hold down X, you can get through. Then you're going to run over here. I grabbed this elixir. I guess you could try not grabbing it, but I don't recommend it. Then you're going to grab the key. I believe it's the left one, actually, but I usually just grab both. Then you are going to try to blink past these guards, and this is kind of a fidgety thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I waited too long, so this guy started walking through the door. If you get caught like this, just blink past them. Walk past these guys until you get to this piece of paper. Then you can blink out. Now, for this part, you're going to want to walk really far out of this doorway so you have a nice angle on this jump. So you can do that. Then jump to here. Now, this jump. This is like the leap of faith jump. There's a thing blocking your blink here, this little wall. So you need to jump away from the wall and then blink through this window. Sometimes you'll land on the windowsill, that's totally fine. Other times you go all the way through the door or through the window. As long as you land somewhere here. If you fall, then you need to look up, double jump, and blink to get back up. Either way, it doesn't waste that much time. You're going to climb up on the windowsill. The first thing you're going to do is hit the Samuel signal. Once you hit the Samuel signal, Samuel starts to come, and then you have plenty of time to go over here and grab these elixirs, blink down, and now it's time for the Samuel text skip. The skip's really easy to do. All you need to do is blink to about here, wait for Sammy to pass, and the cutscene to start. Then you're going to look at the boat, and as soon as the cutscene ends, you're going to blink to the boat. If you do that, Sammy only has this one dialogue box. If you don't blink to the boat right away, he has like this super long monologue he says. But if you blink straight from that spot to the boat as the cutscene is ending, he'll only say that one thing and then it'll let you move on. So it's really, I had one run that was going really, really well and I missed that text skip and I was like, oh man, I lost a few seconds. Realized I lost more like 20 seconds because Sammy just goes on and on. His monologue is like the longest monologue ever. So just make sure you're in that position. You don't want to be too far left or else Sammy hits you with the boat and it kind of like pushes you underwater. You want to just be off to the right, let him pass, and then just look at the boat and blink onto the boat. It's a lot easier than I'm making it sound.
This is it, sir.
Once you do it once, you'll be like, okay, this is easy.
Landed there a while ago and went into the lighthouse. Knowing them, they're not giving up without a fight.
There's several endings for this game. This is the low chaos ending where you just either fight the general or don't, and then you save Emily. There's a bad chaos ending where, or a high chaos ending where the general tries to kill Emily, and you can either save Emily, or if you screw it up, then Emily dies. But either way, the game ends. So there is an ending of the game where Emily dies if you get high chaos and you screw it up. But even in high chaos, you can save Emily if you sneak up on the general. So, this is the final section. You're going to walk forward, you're going to grab this elixir, you're going to blink to here, you're going to run a little bit, you're going to blink to that little ledge right there. I messed it up. Let's try it again. So you're going to run, blink to this ledge, there we go. Then you can jump and blink to here, grab this elixir, jump and blink to here, and then this part, you want to blink to that little corner right there. So double jump, blink, and you'll land right here. Now you're perfectly set up to do the super jump. This is the only super jump in the game that I recommend doing, but there is a safe strat around it, which I will show you. It is very scary because if you screw up the super jump, you die, and the run's probably over, as you were just about over the finish line. But don't think the super jumps are too hard. They're really not that hard. They just take some practice. As I explained before, you're going to run forward, you're going to double jump, and as you see the double jump starting, you're going to blink. And then after the blink, you're going to start mashing blink so that you blink at the first possible moment on the other side. So run, jump, blink, and mash blink. And I screwed it up. It's so hard to do some of these strats while explaining it. But there you go. That's what happens when you screw it up. You fall and die, and the run's over. The run might not actually be over, since there's no load times in the run. And I think this spawns you pretty close to where you were. So maybe not over. But it always sucks to get this load screen after dying. Yeah, so we're pretty close. Alright, try it again. You want to make sure you're looking pretty high up. I forgot to mention that. You want to be looking like way up here to make sure you get the most height out of it. There we go. That's much better. So there you go. There's the super jump that gets you all the way to here. I will show you the backup strat. This is actually a really good backup strat. It is almost as fast. So it's really a pretty good alternative if you don't want to do the super jump. Which, when you're learning the game, is probably really scary to do. So, we jumped here, right? Actually, let's just go all the way back down here, so it's a lot easier for you. So, we're all the way back down here. What we're going to do is we're going to run to here, do this same jump as before. That guy's going to shoot me. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Trying to show off the strat here. So, you're going to blink to here. Now, you're going to blink this way instead. Blink to the top of this thing here. Blink up to here. Run across here. You can blink if you want. And then blink all the way up here. And now we're back where the super jump took us. So either strat is fine. Then from here, you're going to blink up to here. And now this jump is deceptively hard. It is very difficult to get on top of this elevator in one blink. Most of the time you will fall and you will have to jump back up there. But if you run at the very right side of this and jump at the very last moment, you can make this jump and you'll land on top of the elevator. Otherwise, you'll land down there and you need to do a really terrible double jump to try to get, like, the double jump doesn't get you up here. So you have to actually, like, double jump and blink to get up here, and it's really obnoxious. Then there's this. This thing has a really stupid hitbox that I can't explain. But, like, this isn't far enough, even though it looks like it is. Like, it looks like, why am I not going in? You need to be, like, in the very back of it. So basically hit the back wall of this thing, and that's how you get through. It makes, like, no sense. Look at this. You can barely get through it. You want to go all the way to the back wall, and then it'll pop you through. Then you just hit the switch, and now we only have one more section to go. Oh yeah, if someone shoots you in midair, you go flying. Which shouldn't ever happen in this run, but if you make mistakes, they can start screwing you over. Like, the guards normally never really pull their gun out fast enough to matter, but if you make a mistake and you're trying to jump up somewhere, they can definitely pull out their gun and make it a nightmare for you. I like the way Dark Lord spelled it. Trajectory. Alright, so this is the last part you can die. This flag jump. It's really scary. But you'll want to aim about right here where that guard is. And see, I took my time, so this guy got in the way. What sucks, too, is you don't have a sword at this point. So, if, like, a guard gets in your way, you're really screwed. But you're going to want to just run up the stairs, looking about up and to the left, double jump, and just trust. You got to trust it. It's like a trust fall. You just got to trust it. God damn, this guy's still in the way. Stupid autosaves. This section loves to autosave every second for some strange reason. Like, it just autosaves constantly. I've had it autosave as I'm falling to my death before. Oh, cool, that guy just shot me all the way across. Thanks, guy. We'll just reload. Some of these strats are hard to show because if you wait just a second, the guards will completely screw it. I think this is before the super jump, so I can show the super jump again. Oh no, it's right after it. Let's see if I can make this jump again. Oh, just barely. I got the climb prompt. I didn't make the jump, but I got the climb prompt, so I still climbed it. Whenever you feel like you're not going to make a jump, just mash X, and hopefully get the climb out of it. Alright, so this time I won't stop and explain it, I'll just do it. And then I'll show the backup strat. Well, actually, I'm not even going to show the backup strat. The backup strat is just walk around. So you can guess what that'll look like. And it doesn't really waste too much time, so if you're really nervous about this jump, don't do it. Basically, you just aim about right here, double... Oh, I missed my double jump. And blink. Now this part, I blink past this guard because he's a jerk, and then I slide into this guard to get him out of the way. It looks better if he's in the right spot. Then you blink to here, you blink to here, you grab the key off the desk. If you have energy, you can blink. If not, just walk over the desk thing here and climb over the chairs. Sometimes they can be stupid. And then open the door. And the run is over. I don't think there's anything else to show. I was trying to think if there's anything else. I could show that last section a little better. I don't know where this autosave is. I can show this guard when he's in the right spot. There is a blink you can do to get past this guard, but it's really, really precise, and usually while I'm trying to line it up, I get shot or something, so I don't go for it.
What was it?
Okay, so this would be the backup, just running around. Oh, see, this guard's going to be in a weird spot now. Okay, so, yeah, see. He's in a nice spot, so you can just walk around him. But normally he's standing right here, so you need to... Oh, that guy just got good. Normally he's standing right here, and so you walk up and you slide into him, and then you blink out. And then do something like that. Grab the key, blink, and open the door. So there you go, that's it. That's Dishonored console. I hope this tutorial helps. If you have any more questions about the run, feel free to PM me at any time. My Discord is death_unites_us number 6291. So if you want to contact me about any questions you have about the run, feel free to. I would love to help you out. And I guess that's it. If you want to see my world record run, it will be in the description of the YouTube video. My run is pretty perfect in the beginning and the end of the game. I had 2 gold splits. Campbell was gold, and the last section was gold. The part where I lost my time was I got worst sister luck, which wasted about 20 seconds. And I lost about 12 seconds to the bridge in that stupid window breaking thing because I got stuck there for like 10 seconds. So those are the 2 spots where you can improve on my run. And of course, I'm sure there's a lot of other small things you can improve in the run. But my run, the beginning and the end were really, really good. So the parts that you would want to improve on is getting best sister luck and doing the bridge better. And I think that's it. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it a lot. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And good luck if you decide to run this terrible, terrible port of this terrible, terrible game. The game's fine casually. Speedrunning on console, not so much. But thanks for watching, and I wish you luck.